Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Page of Arrows in the Wren. And when I was thinking about this card today, I was like, smartest bird in the world. She flew on the back of the hawk and got the highest elevation ever according to mythology. All right. So, this bird, this page comes along just as you set foot on the other side. You've reached that challenge, right? And you're standing up for yourself. You're not giving up any ground here with that Two of Swords, or Two of Stones yesterday. And, this, I hate to say it, but this Wren is symbolic of winter mysteries. Okay, and we see this Wren with the hooded man, which is a major arcana card, and he's talking. The hooded man is talking to the Wren, and he's gaining insight. He's gaining wisdom as the Wren is chirping at him, right, communicating with him. All right, this Page of Arrows, this Wren is a messenger. Okay, and the other thought that came to mind when I was thinking about it was, it's a messenger of wisdom. It's a messenger of knowledge. Okay, here is a messenger that wants to give you an opportunity to gain wisdom and knowledge. Okay, through communication, through your intellect. Okay, use your smarts. Right, you may not have to necessarily communicate. You can be communicating with somebody. Okay. But what you're going to do is you're going to be picking up on the nonverbal communication, the body language, how they're reacting to what they're hearing, things of that nature. Okay, you are going to be able to deduce and reason what it is the message is coming across. Okay, and like I said, it's one of the smartest birds, and he's also on that major arcana. And we see the Queen of Arrows down here as well. Okay, the Queen of Arrows and the Six of Arrows. So, there's a lot of nurturing aspect of this, all right? There's a lot of transitioning to a different venue, okay? And you could be using your communication skills in a different way. You could be using your intellect in a different way than, what you're used to. Maybe you're standing your ground and things of that nature. But, through this card, you are really studying and applying what you've learned and what you're about to learn to bring more understanding and wisdom into your well-being, okay? Your security, your thought process, all right? Taking it to that next level. And a lot of that makes you feel young, because the Wren is, all the pages are very youthful. And, this gives you that determination, to carry yourself forward, carry that thought forward, right? Carry that stability forward, carry that passion, whatever it is that you've got. Now, like I like to talk about with the court cards, okay, if this is a person in your life, or if this is you, this is somebody who's going to be a good companion. A good companion, to see you through, those trials and, tribulations, to see you through those challenges, okay? It's always great to be able to lean on somebody just to talk to about what's going on in your life, whether that's a romantic issue, whether that's a career issue, whether that's, an emotional issue, right? There are people out there, that will listen and give you that guidance and, advice to move forward, that, being that mentor and advisor for you. All right, and they're gonna help you push through to make sure you don't give up. All right, to resolve the issues that are out there. This is going to be somebody, and it's again could possibly be you, that's a keen observer. Okay, in order for us to understand some things that are going on in the world, we have to observe how other people react. We need to observe just the aspect of what the moment is. Okay. And when we do that, we learn something. We may not learn it, understand it until later on down the road, but you learn something. You take the time to, do something extra, all right? Somebody notices that, and as a result of that, you get a compliment, right? This is also somebody that's, could be detail-oriented. going that extra mile so you can get that compliment. All right, as well as being dexterous and cunning, because this wren, it's quick, right? It flirts around, it'll go up to the tree, come back down to the bird feeder, up to the tree, back down to the bird feeder, right? It's all over the place. Now, if this is an aspect, okay, it's an aspect of being daring and agile, okay? Like I said, the daring piece of it is, coming back down to grab that bird seed and then fly back off, right? When, there could be opportunity to, hey, if I just got it off of a post here instead of going down to the ground, I don't have to worry about an animal getting me or, a cat watching me or anything like that. All right? They're going to be very determined in the way they go about their business, okay? And they're going to think things through, okay? And that's, what that reasoning piece of that does. This page is looking at it going, okay, I've got a messenger, I've got a message to give to you about knowledge and wisdom, and I'm going to do it in the most agile way I can to give you that message, okay? And I'm going to really, the message is already sent. I just got to think about how I want to get it to you so you can understand how to move forward, all right? It's using that communication skills. And if this is an event, it's going to be an opportunity to learn a new skill. It could be a new language, right? Maybe it's the language of Wren, Wren. And it's looking at contracts. It's looking at auditions, okay? It's looking at other opportunities to where you can shine, right? Now, the one question that this Wren does ask is, what do you need to overcome? Okay. In the last 6-7 days, what do you need to overcome on that challenge? Right? What do you need to overcome in standing up for yourself in your, as you're preparing, this new journey? What did you need to overcome on this transition? Well, I'm thinking first off, you want to change? Step in a boat. Move to the other side under the cover of night. Okay. What do you need to overcome in that Ace of Vessels, that waters of life? I'm going to take on a new aspect of emotional fulfillment. Okay. I need to overcome this exploitation card that keeps coming up and use my resources correctly and guard myself against others. I need to overcome the fear of doing something creative with that 3 of stones, as well as, I need to overcome, that foundation of life, looking at that solid foundation. I need to move past that so I can build on top of this foundation, which you have. You've overcome a lot here in the last week, okay, just by transitioning onto a new shore in the Wildwood Forest. And then the second question that this Wren asks is, what is the mystery in how to face that challenge? What is your biggest challenge right now? As you stepped over onto the other side of the Wildwood, okay, what's the mystery that needs to be solved within yourself, within your relationship, within, your work situation, with your kids? What's that mystery? Okay. And, how do you face that challenge, right? How do you get through that challenging aspect with your son or daughter? How do you get through that challenging aspect of your significant other and creating, a mystery vibe to where they're curious? Okay. A lot of that question is trying to spur the curiosity in you, okay, to move forward. The curiosity to ask, hey, what are you doing? So you can understand, possibly learn something new, things of that nature. So that's what the Page of Arrows, pretty much stands for, is that curiosity, delivering that message of knowledge and wisdom, all right, and being daring and agile at the same time, still having fun, right? Because they're youthful. They like to be out there, but they're going to carry that message, to you for you to understand. So next time you're out and about, maybe, tomorrow in the morning, you're drinking your coffee, just go out there and listen to the wrens chirp and see if you can pick up some of their language. Watch how they move, right? And see if you can gather that message. Use your intuition on that. So that's today's card of the day, the Page of Arrows and the Wren. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.